Good morning, it's Bethany Vaughn. We're at Red Hot Yoga. This is Hot Level 2. Let's go into the room. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Good. Welcome. If I've not told you before, my name is Bethany. This is Hot Level 2, and it bridges the gap between Hot Level 1 and Power 1 with all of the poses we do in Power 1, but in the hot style. So we're going to start off in an active child's pose. Go ahead and take your knees just to the inside edges of your mat. Put the tops of your feet down. Put your big toes so that they touch. Lengthen your arms long out in front of you. Place your forehead onto your mat and ease your hips and your buttocks back towards your heels, creating lots of space in between the vertebrae in your spine. Breathe all over all sides of your chest. Be mindful that the forehead is positioned in such a way that the back of the neck is long towards the crown of the head. That you have your inner upper thighs in contact with your low ribs. And this is especially important if you have a back issue or if you're pregnant. Big toes should be touching evenly. It's more important that your forehead is on the mat than your seat on your heels. Notice if you have any gripping around your neck, where your neck meets your shoulders, and if you need to, take your hands a little bit wider, and then relax your arms and your shoulder blades down. If you find there's any gripping in your neck or overstretching in your throat, you may need to move your chin a little bit towards the chest so that you can relax that gripping in the throat and lengthen the back of the neck. Or some of you may need to move the chin a little bit forward so that you have space on all sides of your neck. Find the position for your forehead that's appropriate for you this morning. And each time you come to your mat, it is just a little bit different because the level of stress that you may be holding around your neck and shoulders varies. And then we're going to begin breathing parallel, but at first you want to make sure that you can just take a complete breath in and out through the nose, all the way in and all the way out. If you find that you're congested or you're only breathing into the front of the chest, you can't reach the sides or the back, then take a cleansing breath or two, which is in the nose and out the mouth. And create some space. And then we'll start breathing parallel, in and out through the nose, starting in your tailbone, breathing in for the count of 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhaling from the neck all the way down through the tail for 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in from your tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head. And then exhaling down your side bodies through the hips, into the legs. And let's start our next inhalation as low as you can in your feet. And then traveling all the way up through the neck, shoulders, arms, and fingertips. And exhaling all the way back down. And let's take 3 more breaths in this way. If you notice that one arm is reaching forward faster than the other, or one leg is opening faster than the other, make some subtle adjustments physically so that you can get a little more balanced with each breath. You can set an intention for your class. Once you set your intention, you release it into the universe with total trust and without any conditions. And taking one more breath here, all the way in and all the way out. At the bottom of your exhale, take your low belly in, up, and back. And on your next inhale, we're going to rise up onto all fours. You're going to line up your wrists underneath your shoulders, line up your knees underneath your hips, line up your feet behind your knees, and you can choose to keep the tops of your feet down, or you can tuck your toes forward. Spread open your fingers super wide. Keep your spine neutral as you take an inhale breath from your tail to your crown. And on the exhale breath, tucking the tail, start rounding your back upward towards the sky. Chin tucking last. This is cat. On the inhalation, lifting from the chin and chest, spine goes towards the mat, tail lifts up last. This is cow. And then rounding into your back, tucking your tail, chin tucking last, bringing it into cat. And we're going to move into 8 more rounds of cat-cows. Feel free to move your hips forward and back. You can make circular motions with your hips. You can go in both directions an equal number of times. You may like to thread the needle, taking one arm underneath the other arm, opening up all through your side body and your shoulder and your neck. And it's early, so take your time. Focus and concentrate on breathing evenly and aligning. When you thread the needle, try to keep the hips even. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other side for the same length of time in the same way. Breathe into any areas that feel a little bit tight or sore or even numb. Like when you breathe, your breath skips over the area, you don't feel it. Start breathing into some of those spaces. You may like pulling your cats so deeply by tucking the hips that you drag up on your fingertips, or you can take your cows into modified upward facing dogs. Just waking up and warming up the spine. You might want to turn your fingertips towards the back of your mat and rock a little way forward and back, opening up into the wrists and forearms, especially if you're going to use this class as a warm-up and then join me for Power 2. You should open up your wrists. Let's just get that going now. Do both sides. And then find stillness in the center. Spread the fingers open wide, tuck the toes forward, take a deep inhale in the upper back, fill the space in between your shoulder blades. And on the exhale, lift the seat up and back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. And downward facing dog, in this sequence we come to it a few times. When we practice power style, we come to this pose a lot. It's a very important pose. Make sure that your feet are hip distance. My more advanced students who are over 5'4" or 5'5" can actually go wider, like 12 inches apart with their feet. And you hide your heels behind your toes, heels descending. The neck is long, the hands are shoulder distance apart, the arms are straight, the legs are straight. And then you're going to walk your dog, bending alternate knees, taking a little bit of hang time in each of your heels. Continuing to breathe evenly in and out through your nose. You may like to lift one leg and drop the heel toward the opposite buttock. When I do this, I always move my standing leg to the center line to give a little bit more stability. When you bring the heel over, roll the ankle out, to the left and to the right an equal number of times. And then mirror and match your sides. You can turn both of your feet to the right and drop the hips down to the left and vice versa. Going back and forth a couple of times. And then we'll hold our downward facing dog for a couple more breaths. Engage Mula Bandha. This is your pelvic floor lifting up through the navel. Another way to say this is pull your low belly in, up and back. Engage the thighs. As the sitting bones are rising, draw the tail gently forward and push more with your arms and let your head come closer to the floor. And then look to the space between your hands. I'm going to walk up into that space and take your feet hip distance or wider if you need to. Give yourself enough space to hang forward comfortably. Also, if you need to bend your knees to get your upper to lower body connection, do that. Hang the head. Back injuries, pregnancies, hands stay on the ground. Otherwise, opposite elbows to your hands, crease of the thumb in the crease of the elbow. And turning the head right and left in a no motion, nodding the head in a yes motion. You can take your head around in little circles, go in both directions. Then still your head and switch out your grip so the other forearm's in front. And now we'll move our hips from side to side. Bending alternate knees, hips left, torso right, and vice versa. Find stillness in the center line. Hang the arms down. If you're back injured or you're pregnant, you keep your feet hip distance, your knees bending. You'll walk your hands up your bent legs. Otherwise, we need to toe heel the feet so they come side by side. Engage the thighs, hit the thighs back, tucking the tail, and rounding yourself upright. And once you're upright, take your shoulders down and back twice. We're going to establish a position now called Samastiti, equal standing pose. You can have your feet hip distance for back issue or pregnancy, otherwise the feet are side by side. Press down into the balls of your big toes, balls of your pinky toes, take some weight towards your heels, relax your toes. Engage your thighs, tuck your tail, pull in your low belly. On the inhale breath, raise your arms above your head, fingers reaching towards the sky, feet grounding firmly in the earth. Don't lose any length in the spine. Turn the palms out, reach the arms to the outer walls, and as you're bringing them down, go upward through the breastbone. And you'll find that your hands hover anywhere from 2 to 12 inches from your side bodies. This is your equal standing pose, or Samastiti. We'll come to it in between all standing poses. Let's continue warming up. On the inhale breath, raise your arms above your head into Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands pose. Ground firmly with your feet, engage your thighs, tail is tucked, low belly is in, chest rising, arms lifting, eyes up. Head can go back slightly. From here, bend your knees and sit down into an imaginary chair, and right away bring your hands to heart center. Take an inhale breath, and on the exhale, twist. Take the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. This is called Parivrita Utkatasana, the revolving chair. Now this is your first twist of the morning, and so take it easy. Just using this to notice how you're feeling, how you're doing, how you're breathing. Breathing evenly in and out, keeping the knees side by side. Turn the waist, turn the chest, turn the shoulders, turn the neck if it's comfortable. And then release the hands to the ground and toe heel your feet apart. Bend your knees generously to get upper to lower bodies touching each other. And then take a hold of your big toes with your peace fingers, middle and index. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, bend the elbows, start straightening the legs, fold in. This is called Padangusthasana, big toe pose, holding the big toe pose. Draw the shoulder blades down, bend the elbows out, lengthen through the side bodies, breathe up and down the spine. Take a little bit of weight forward toward the toes. Get the hips so they're over the ankle bones. Taking one more breath, use some arm strength, thigh strength, belly strength, hold. Release your hands from your toes. Toe heel the feet side by side. Bend the knees, extend the arms out in front of you, prayer above the head. Inhalation, rise. Exhalation, breath, arms outward and down by your sides. And take 2 even breaths, in and out through your nose. Inhalation, raise your arms above your head. Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands pose. Ground your feet, engage your thighs. Tuck your tail, pull in your belly. Lift through your chest, lengthen through your arms, eyes up. Head can be slightly back. Then bend your knees and sit to the imaginary chair. And right away, let's get the hands to heart center. Inhalation, lengthen, exhalation, twist. Take the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh, turning and twisting your chair. Get some weight towards your heels. Keep your knees side by side. Suck in your low belly. Turn your waist. Turn your chest. Turn your shoulders. If it's comfortable, turn your neck. Seat is lower than heart. Heart is lower than head. And releasing. Hands to the mat. Toe heel the feet apart. Bend the knees deeply. And you have options. You can either step onto your palms, taking the toes up to the wrists, or you have the option to scoop your heels up into the palms of your hands. You choose. Either way is called Padahastasana, hand to foot pose. Take the inhale breath, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, bend your elbows and go more deeply into the pose, engaging your thighs, pulling in your belly. Shoulder blades draw back, side bodies lengthen towards the mat. Every time you exhale, draw your low belly in more and go more deeply through your legs. Take some weight forward, hips over ankles, taking one more breath. And releasing, taking the hands out from underneath the feet. Toe heel the feet side by side unless you're modifying. Bend your knees, arms above the head in prayer. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhalation breath. Arms outward and down by your sides. I'm going to take 2 even breaths in and out through your nose. Now we're going to move into the second set, and there's a few different variations from what we just did, and it's going to move a little more quickly. You may want to come closer to the top of your mat so that you have more space behind you on your mat. Inhalation, raise your arms above your head, Urdhva Hastasana. Bend the knees, sit down in your chair. This is Utkatasana. Keep the arms extended this time. You want to squeeze your knees together, lengthen through your arms, lifting through your chest, pulling in your low belly. Get your hips even from the front to the back. You lift the tail under, pull the belly in, and lift the chest more. Now the hands are coming to heart center. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, twist it, taking the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, turning and twisting your chair. Only this time we're going to open it up. Put your left hand down and your right arm up. And then from here, hover your left foot off of the mat and step it all the way back so you're in the revolving crescent. If you find having your hand on the outside of your foot is too challenging, put your hand on the inside of the foot or on a block so that you can turn the waist and the chest and the shoulders and the neck. Then hands come to the mat, step back into downward facing dog, and take a breath in and out through the nose. Now some of you know how to jump up. You're welcome to jump if you know how, otherwise you will step up. Go ahead and look up and step or jump to the top of the mat. And fold in. Bend the knees, extend the arms above the head in prayer. Inhalation, rise. And exhalation, arms out and down by your sides. Inhalation, raise the arms above your head. Exhalation, bend the knees, sit down into your chair. Utkatasana. Weight towards the heels, knees side by side, low belly in, hips even from front to back, ribs lifting, arms strong. Sitting down and back another inch. Bringing the hands to heart center. Take an inhale. On the exhale, twist it. Taking the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Open up your pose, putting your right hand down and your left arm up. Hovering your right foot up off of the mat. And then stepping it back. Coming into the revolving crescent. Turning your waist, your chest, your shoulders, your neck. If the hand on the outside is too challenging, put it on the inside. And change. Hands to the mat, step back, down dog. Looking up, step or jump. Fold, bend your knees. Arms above the head in prayer, inhalation, rise. Exhalation, arms outward and down by your sides. Beautiful. Take a couple of breaths and we're going to move into our last warm-up pose. First set, we do Gomukhasana, cow face arms, with Garudasana, eagle legs. And on the second set, we go directly into eagle. So we're going to take the right arm and bring it under, behind us. And then we're going to take the left arm and bring it over. And you want to grab a hold of your fingers, or if you can get a better grip. If you can't reach, put a strap or a towel. And then from there, sit down. And take your right leg and cross it up and over. And wrap it behind the left. If you're knee injured, don't wrap your foot. Bending both of your knees. Squeezing your inner thighs. Strengthen the upper arm from the shoulder to the elbow. Come lower. Focus on one point. And gently release. You lean a little forward to release the arms. And then you're going to bring the left arm under and the right arm over. Put your strap or towel if you need to. And sit down. And now we take the left leg, crossing it up over, wrapping it as you're able around, aligning hips and shoulders square. Don't use your head as an armrest. You got to get that elbow up. And bending the knees, squeezing, sit deeply for 3, 2, change. Let's go right into eagle. Bring your arms up and out. Cross the right arm under the left at the elbow and wrist. Lift the elbows. Sit down. Take the right leg. Cross it up over. Wrapping it around. Align. Lengthen through the palms. Strengthen in the arms. And then fly your eagle forward. Take your chest onto your thighs. Pull in the low belly, opening all the joints. Squeeze, sit deeply. And change. Last side. Take your arms up, out. Left goes under the right. Lift the elbows. Sit down. Take the left leg. Cross it up over. Wrapping it around. Aligning. Finding one point of focus. Soft gaze. Fly your eagle forward. Bringing your torso onto your thighs. Lifting through the elbows. Tailbone towards heel. 3, 2, 1. And change. Arms go up. And
and out and down. Good morning. Have some water. This is your official water break. This is also where it's a good place to grab props if you need them. So if you know that you're going to need a block or a strap, a bolster, have it handy. And then we'll turn to your left and face this four mirrored side of the room. We're going to do some separate leg stretching and some strength building, some balancing. Those all go together. You'll notice typically that your strength building poses, your balancing poses come towards the beginning of the practice before you're exhausted. Inhale and raise your arms above your head, and then take your arms out at shoulder height. Step your feet out right and left underneath your wrists. From here, be mindful that your ankle bones are underneath your wrist bones, and then place your hands onto your hips. Your feet need to be pointing directly forward. Draw your tail under, roll your shoulders back, exhalation breath, hinging forward where the hips meet the thighs, hands coming onto the ground. This is called Prasarita Padottanasana. Bend the elbows, walk back through your legs, grab a hold of your ankles in the palms of your hands from the outside and place the crown of your head on or close to the floor. If it's difficult to reach the floor or you hunch, bend your knees generously so that you can pull the chest forward and the shoulder blades down. You want to get the extension in your spine first. Once you have extension through the spine, you can increase the straightness of your legs and the depth of the bend in your elbows. Let's take one more breath here. Go a little deeper with the torso through the legs and lift the sitting bones higher. And then walk your hands forward. Drop your tail. Inhale, come up. Stay in your wide stance. Turn your left foot in 45 to 60 degrees. Turn your right foot so it faces the front mirrored wall, the top of your mat. Inhalation, raise your arms above your head and square your chest forward, and then bend into your right knee for warrior one. If you found that your left hip is really far back, you can always lift onto the ball of that foot, bring the hip a little further around, and then straighten the leg, stretch the heel back down. Bring your hands to heart center. Lay your torso on your thigh, and then come on the ball of your back foot, and we're going to take one step up into warrior three. Back leg lifting, focus forward, low belly in, then micro bend, forward leg, step it all the way back into warrior one. Take one full breath, all the way in and all the way out. Then inhale, straighten right leg, turn your feet so they face the long edge of your mat, loop your tail under, roll your shoulders back. And if you'd like to take an arm variation or stand on your head when you get down there, you're welcome to. Go ahead and interlace or reverse prayer. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, come forward. If normally your head touches the ground, when you have an arm variation, your head should still touch the ground. If you're going into headstand, go right in. And whatever you chose to do, commit to it. Headstanders, you can make your way down. And then everybody, inhalation, up. If you had your hands in an arm variation, release that. Turn your right foot in 45 to 60 degrees in your left foot so it faces the back wall of back of your mat. You may want to come on the ball of that foot right now if you need to. Sweep the arms up. Heels are down. Chest is square. Left knee bends 90 degrees. Coming into Warrior One. Virabhadrasana 1. The more advanced version is hands together. Head back. Arms are in line with your side bodies. Then eyes forward, hands in prayer at your heart. Lay the torso on the forward thigh, onto the ball of your back foot, and lifting up into Warrior 3. Finding one point of focus. Strengthen, focus, concentrate. Micro bend, left leg. Step back into Warrior One, taking one full breath, all the way in and all the way out, going deeper. Inhalation, straighten your left leg, pivot, face the short mirrored wall, long edge of the mat. Last time, Prasarita Padottanasana. Tailbone under, thighs back, chest up, hinge forward. All options are on the table. You can interlace, you can reverse prayer, stand on your head, you can walk back through your legs, holding your ankles. On this set, I always like to take this a little deeper, holding the outer edges of the feet and placing the forehead onto the mat. Pull the shoulder blades down the back, move the breastbone towards the mat. This applies to every pose, inclusive of headstand. Strengthen the legs, hold in the low belly, stay open across the collarbones. Let's take one more breath, go to your deepest. And then releasing. Inhaling, coming up, arms go out, step in, right, left, arms up, out, and down. And take 2 even breaths, in and out, through your nose. If for this next pose, you need a block for triangle pose, put your block at the back right corner of the mat, closest to the long front mirrored wall. And your block will go directly, when we go into the pose, will be directly behind your ankle. And that way, you can align. And this is important. You don't have a block and then lift your arm up like this, because you see the shoulders are no longer straight across. Okay? Now the shoulders are straight across. If the hand is on the ground, now the picture right now, then this is okay. Okay? Always aligning so that you don't have any breaks in your energy flow. Okay? Inhale, raise your arms, and then bring them to the outer walls, and step out just short of your wrists. Turning your left foot in, about 30 degrees. Turning your right foot so it faces the front wall. Chest is still squared toward the long edge of your mat. And then begin to extend out and over to the right. Putting your right hand down, left arm up. Feel free to put your block so that you can align better. Tail under, low belly strong. Lengthen through the right side body. If it's difficult to look up, You may need to pull your belly in more to engage your legs better and to lift the chest higher. Then you might find some more freedom in your neck. Good. Inhale and rise. If you are using a block, bend your knee, grab your block. Switch your feet so your right foot is in 30 degrees and your left foot turns all the way out. And then you put your block down. Arms extending. Inhale up the spine. Exhalation, tilt over to the left. And just breathe into your body, using your breath to notice what's going on, so that you can make some subtle adjustments if necessary. Thighs engaging, low belly in, chest lifting, left side body getting longer. Notice if it's difficult to turn the neck. Engage more, lift the chest higher. And change. Inhale, come up. If you're going to continue using your block, go ahead and grab your block and switch your feet. We're moving into a second set. This time we're going to take it up into half moon. So left foot is in 30 degrees, right foot is turned to face the top of your mat. Arms are extended. Take a deep inhale up the spine. On the exhale, start extending and tilting out and over to the right. Coming into Utthita Trikonasana, the classic triangle pose. Engage the thighs as much as you can. And then we're bringing the left hand onto the hip, bending into the right knee. You may choose to bring your block or you can move it to the side. You don't have to take it with you. Move your right hand forward and lift your back leg. Once your leg is up and you have your balance, you can extend your top arm again. Your left leg comes to hip height, no higher. Keep your feet active, thighs engaging. And all the same things you were doing in triangle happen here. Then be mindful of your knees. Micro bend into your right leg. Step your left foot back. You can re-grab your block if you like. And take triangle. And on inhale, breath, rise. And switch your sides. Right foot in, left foot out. Arms extended, deep breath up the spine. Tilting over to the left. Using this triangle to create really good alignment that you can bring into this balancing pose. Placing the right hand on the hip, bending in the left knee, choosing whether or not you want to bring your block. Left hand reach forward, right leg lifts up, keeping your legs very active. Once you have your balance, top arm goes up. Right leg comes to hip height and higher. And in the waist, chest, shoulders, and the neck is comfortable. Micro bend into your left leg, stepping it back into your triangle, taking one full breath all the way in, all the way out. Inhale, come up, turn your feet so they face forward, step in, arms up, and out, and down. 2 breaths, Samasti. But let's move into some more balancing. So if you have blocks, go ahead and move them to this side, and then come to the back of your mat and face forward towards the long mirrored wall. And bringing your hands to heart center. We're going to step forward on the right foot and point the toes to the left. The upper body starts to lower, the leg begins to lift, we hinge forward, where the hips meet the thighs. And then once you get your body parallel to the ground, you send your arms back like an airplane. And you take that plane in for a landing, where the chest is moving forward and the foot is rising behind you. Focus and concentrate. Hands then go to the mat, and we lift the leg skywards. So keep that leg in the air, and you lift it higher. And you can take your standing split
either in a passive way with your hands out in front of you, just working on breathing up and down the spine and up and down both of the legs, feeling your breath in your whole body. If you want to intensify the stretch, walk your hands back closer to your standing foot. Use your left hand for balance. Reach behind your calf with your right hand and bring your forehead on or close to your shin for 3, 2. Now listen to the instruction. Hands on the ground, micro bend right leg, step left foot back 2.5 to 3 feet, straighten the legs head to knee. This is Uttanasana. Level your hips, work the right hip back, left hip down. Deep breaths, connect with your breath here. Inhalation, hands in prayer above the head. Rise and take your right foot and step it back to your left foot and bring your hands to heart center. Step forward onto your left foot, pointing the toes of your right. The upper body starts to lower. The leg begins to lift behind you. Once you get your torso so that it's parallel with the ground, send your arms back and start bringing that plane in for a landing. Focus and concentrate, torso going toward the top of the mat, leg rising behind. Then hands come to the mat. Lift the legs skyward. Whatever you did on the other side, you're going to repeat it here. So I stayed in the passive position for a few breaths. Just working on getting that leg higher, getting my breath to move through my whole body. It's not about whether or not you can get your head on your shin and look like something. I want you to feel the pose working in your body, helping you to deepen your understanding, not so much just of the pose, but of every aspect of your life. Start walking the hands back if you took it deeper. Using the right hand this time for balance. Bring the left hand behind the shin, the calf, and bringing the head on or close to the shin. Lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then micro bend forward leg, stepping, right foot back, foot head to knee, and level your hips. Shoulders away from the neck. Engage the thighs more. Put the hands in prayer above your head. Inhale, rise. Step the left foot back to meet the right. And now bring your arms down by your sides, like Samasthiti. 2 breaths. That one will wake you right up. All right, we're going to move into a few more strength building poses. So turn to your left, and then I'm going to come back to balancing in a minute. I want to open up your hips before we go into dancer and holding the big touch. So we're going to face this short mirrored wall. Inhale, raise your arms. Open the arms at shoulder height. Step out underneath your wrists. Keep your arms extended this time. Turn your left foot in 30 degrees. Turn your right foot so it faces the long front mirrored wall. Bend in your right knee. Warrior 2. Just hold. Now I'm going to teach this in level 1. We work on getting the knee to align with the ankle, which is good. But what you'll find is as you practice more, you don't need as much space from the outside world. The space actually comes from within. So rather than pushing the knee so it lines up over the ankle bone, notice if you can pull that knee back more in line with the heel, and then strengthen your left leg better, and lower your hips down without the knee coming forward. Oh, there's the challenge. And pull the left side of the ribs back. Strengthen the arms. Gaze to the right. Push those inner upper thighs apart. Good. Inhale and come up. Can you feel that at all? Interesting. Turn the right foot in slightly. Switching the sides. Turning the left foot out.
You notice how eager we are to just sort of spread out all over the place, but we actually have the ability to go inward. Open the arms. This is level 2 hot yoga. Bend the left knee, and please don't stress or worry if you can't feel or do something right away. Just what they call planting a seed, letting you know that it exists, brings more awareness. So you may want to let yourself go to that point where you're over the ankle, and then you're going to back it up as you're able, knee over heel. Engage right leg more, because what you're going to notice is you weren't engaged as much as you should have been. And then lower the hips without moving the knee, and lift the chest. Now we're doing yoga. Pull the right side of the ribs back, turn the head more to the left. Excellent. Inhale and come up. Can you feel the strength that comes in your body when you do it that way? Good. Turn the left foot in slightly. Turn the right foot out. And don't worry, I know there's thoughts of like, lady, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Shh. Bring your arms to the arm walls. And that's what happens when you wake up at 4. And then bending the right knee, stacking it over the heel, engaging the left leg better. Now look left and slide, extend right. But don't sink and fall apart as you come into this Parsvakonasana. Put the right hand down, bring the left arm over. Now if you have a back issue or you're pregnant, the arm goes up. If you have a shoulder issue, the hand can come on the hip. If you can't reach the floor yet, you can put your elbow on your thigh, but align. Shoulder to hip to left ankle. Then inhale, come up. Switch the sides. Right foot in slightly. Left foot out. Arms extended. So my advice is engage your right leg really strongly right now so that you don't go too far when you bend the knee. But keep engaging right leg and bend the knee just until it's in line with that heel. And let the hips come down. Then looking to the right, slide to the left. Now your right hip should be higher than your left hip in this pose. Left hand comes down. Right arm is either up, over, or on, hand on the hip. Whatever you did on the other side, repeat here. Align, shoulder in line with hip, in line with ankle. Nice pose, Jen. Good. And change. Come up, feet turn forward, step in, arms up, out, down. 4 breaths. Certainly have some water if you need it. And now our hips should be, slide the other way. Yeah. Now our hips should be pretty open, a little bit more open for dancer into holding the big toe pose. So come to the center of your mat. And also be mindful of your neighbors to the left and right of you because you don't want to kick your neighbors. You might want to. But don't. Inhale and raise your arms above your head. Turn your left palm so it faces forward. Bring your right arm down, palm of the hand soft to the elbow facing out. You're going to bend into your right knee and grab a hold of your foot, or if you can, grab where the foot meets the ankle. It's a stronger place to press from. Take an inhale breath, lengthen, and on the exhale, start to kick the leg back and up. Lift through the chest, lengthen through the spine, pull in the belly, kicking back and lifting, hinging forward slightly, lift the chest more, toes over the head. Then keep the leg in the air, but inhale, come upright, bring the leg forward, left hand goes on hip, right hand reaches down, hold the big toe with your peace fingers, Stand up tall. Send the right leg forward and then send the leg out to the right. And if you want to counterbalance with your left arm, open the arm up. To lift the leg higher, bend the elbow. The modification for this is to be holding your knee. Now come back to the center, leg is up, arms are up, pulse it, 3, 2, 1. Put it down. And then the arms come down. Take a breath. Cleansing if you need it. In the nose, out the mouth. Inhale, arms come up, right palm forward, left arm to come down. Palm of the hand, soft to the elbow, face out. Bending the left knee, grabbing the foot, or closer to the ankle as you're able. Inhalation, lift. Exhalation, kick. Strengthen. I want to see the full length of the arm engaged. Same thing with your standing leg. Both feet awake. Push the leg back. Lift the chest more. Hinge forward slightly. Take the toes skyward. Foot coming over the head. Then inhale upright. Bring the leg forward. Put the right hand on the hip. Reach down the inside of the leg. Grab the big toe with the peace fingers, or hand can come to knee. Exhalation, leg forward. Exhalation, leg out. Counterbalance, don't lift your hip on the left side way up to make yourself look fancy. Bend the elbow to lift the leg higher. Keep the hips as level as you can. Then bring it back to the center. Point the toes, arms up, pulse 3, 2, 1. Put it down, arms down. Take a couple of breaths. Turn please to your left. Grab blocks if you need it for revolving triangle. And y'all are on it this morning, so I'm going to add in revolving half moon. You can feel the excitement. Inhale, raise your arms above your head and then goalpost your arms. Step out underneath your elbows. Take your arms above your head in prayer. So go through a couple poses, working our way into the final pose. Turn your left foot in like 60 to 80 degrees deep. Turn your right foot to face forward. Do come on the ball of the back foot. Bring the hip around so that your hips are squared. And then stretch the heel back down. Good. Engage the thighs. Lengthen, engage your thighs more. Good. Lean back. Put your chin on your chest and start to come forward. Resist the urge to bend your forward knee. I'd rather see you have your hands on the block than bending your forward knee. When you use the block, put it directly in front of your foot on a side that allows you to straighten your leg. With some effort, but without strain. Now what we're going to do is we're going to walk our hands in front of the foot and take the left hand to the outside of the right ankle. And I put a block on the outside of my right foot so that I can put my hand on the block. From there, parallel your chest with the mat, lengthen the chest forward and start to turn and rotate the entire chest towards the right side of your mat. In our room, it's towards the parking lot. Now let's take it into this next pose. Putting your top hand on your hip, bend into your right leg. If you have a block, put it in front of your foot about 10 inches. Hand goes there as well, left hand. And then lift back leg. It's very challenging. You might lose some of your rotation in your twist. Once you can lift and turn the chest more, send the arm back up towards the sky. Micro bend. Standing leg, place back foot down. and then fold back in to Prajnatanasana. Beautiful. Hands in prayer above the head. Inhale, rise. You've got a block, go grab it, switch sides. Turn, right foot in, super deep. Left foot facing the back of your mat. Arms up, switch out your thumb grip from before. Hands in prayer. Lean back, chin to chest, come forward. Head comes to knee. Prajnatanasana, pyramid pose. I'm going to set up my block on the outside of my left foot. Walk your hands forward. Take your right hand to the outside of your left foot. Have your fingers pointing forward, the same direction as your toes. Put your other hand on your hip. Lengthen the spine. And then turn and rotate the chest, sending the left arm up. Revolve triangle, Ardha Trikonasana. Now, you can put your hand back on your hip. Bend your forward knee. Move the block or just your hand, right hand, forward 10 inches of the toes. And then lift up into the back leg. And rotate the chest, shoulders, neck if it's comfortable. Micro bend into the knee, place the back foot down, and place your head back down onto your knee. 2 breaths. This pose feels relaxing now. Then put your hands in prayer, above the head, inhale, lift. Pivot, face the end of the room, and close. Have some water, turn face forward. We're almost to the floor, coming into dolphin. Drop down onto your hands and your knees. Certainly set up your towel if you like on your mat. You can use a block in between your hands if you want to, with your thumb and index finger framing your block. I like to do that. You can interlace or you can just lay your palms flat onto the mat. If you're framing your block, your thumbs are on the bottom. Exactly. Make sure there's no gaps underneath your hands. Then tuck your toes forward and take a deep inhale in your upper back. And on the exhale, let's lift the seat up and back. And the head is not on the floor. So you've got to shorten that stance, which will help with the head staying up. Walking your toes towards your nose and moving your nose toward your toes. If you're back injured, pregnant, you can be hip distance or wider. Otherwise, the feet are side by side. More breaths. Try not to grip your toes. Lengthen your toes. Press your heels down. Excellent. Bring your knees down. Lay your torso on your thighs. Head down. Put your hands next to your ankles with your palms facing up. This is called Balasana, child's pose. Okay, we're going back into dolphin. So lay your forearms down. Tuck your toes forward. Take an inhalation into the upper back. And on the exhale, lift your seat. Up and back. Walk your toes toward your nose and your nose towards your toes. Take it a little deeper this time. Do not let your shoulders exceed your elbows. Don't come too far forward. And then you take the right leg and lift it up. Ekapagado. Put that foot down. We're going to lift the left. And put that leg down. And rest. slowly unwind. And we're going to move into the last dolphin. And you have options. You can hold the dolphin, you can lift one leg, then the other leg. You can come all the way up into your peacock feathers called Pincha Mayurasana, and it's the forearm balance. All right, so go ahead and set up your dolphin. Come up. Add whatever variations you'd like to do. Make sure if you lifted one leg to both sides. And then everyone will come down and rest. And then unwind. And we're going to stand onto our knees, taking our knees apart and our big toes to touch. This is wide leg camel. If you don't prefer to do it this way, you're welcome to just have your knees hip distance, feet hip distance. Hands come onto the hips or at heart center, but if you have a back issue, you can support your sacrum with your thumbs or fists. That's the shield-shaped bone at the base of your spine. So you choose. Tailbone draws under, chest rises, shoulder heads draw back, and we arc backwards, grabbing our heels. Then inhale and come up. And from here, we put our hands down and tuck our toes. Walk your feet a little bit closer to your hands, and we're going to take it up into crow. And if you're not quite to crow yet, where you're not balancing quite yet, that's okay. You can use a block under your feet for extra height. And we're going to take the knees up onto the outer upper arms and then lift the feet up. Try to get your feet so they're side by side. Those of you that know how to jump back into chaturanga can bring it back. Or you can very simply just step back. And then you can take a vinyasa, or you can just come into high push-up plank. The vinyasa is when you lower chaturanga. You can actually lower all the way to the floor if you want to. Take cobra or up dog if you didn't go all the way to the floor. And then retuck the toes, pressing to down dog. Complain. It's okay. It's hard. There's about 5,000 vinyasas in a power class. I'm exaggerating, I think. Now rock forward into high push-up plank. Left hand, left foot towards center. Stack right foot on left and bring it into Vashisthasana. Now if you're pregnant, you need to put your knee down. If you need to modify, put your bottom knee down. Holding here. 3, 2, 1. and then high push-up plank. And if you'd like to take a vinyasa, by all means, take a vinyasa. And we'll meet in down dog. And then we'll all rock forward for high push-up plank. And now right hand, right foot center stack. Turn, open. And if you modified on the other side, modify here. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. High push-up plank or take a vinyasa. And then we'll all meet in high push-up plank, lowering elbows straight back to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, lower all the way down. We're officially on the floor. Look to the right. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms up. Deep breaths. Bhujangasana is cobra. Zip up your legs like you have one cobra tail. Bring your hands, palms, up underneath your shoulders. Thumbs as wide as your chest. If you have a back issue, you take your feet hip distance. If you're pregnant, you turn over and you do Matsyasana fish. I will do a video on all the pregnancy modifications and label it as such. Exhale, low belly in. And on the inhale, curl and lift the chest up. You can use some arm strength to get the chest really nice and high, but if you feel it in your low back, micro bend in those elbows until you get it in the upper back. Should be able to let the head go back without any problem with the shoulders near the neck. And then drag your chest forward and look left. Nice, Robert, good pose. And then bring your arms down. You get nice and warm in here. Deep breaths. When you practice hot yoga for a long time, you call 105 degrees nice and warm. And then we're going to move into Shalabhasana, locust. And so arms extended to the right and to the left. If you prefer to take interlace behind you, you're welcome to. I'm going in with open arms. You choose. Exhalation. Low belly comes in, arms, legs get stronger. Inhalation, lifting upper and lower body at the same time. Strengthen, lengthen, lift. 3, 2, 1. Lower, we're looking right. Left arm forward, left leg extending, right knee bending, right arm back. Hold the outside or the inside of your right foot. In this pose, this is called Ardha Shalabhasana, the half locust. I prefer to hold the outside. Everybody can make that choice. Exhalation, low belly strong. Inhale, lift, upper and lower body at the same time. Now both arms are straight, both legs are straight. You're kicking back with the right, lifting up through the left. Pull in the belly, lifting in the chest, and then we switch it. Bring the right arm forward, right leg extended, left knee bending. Grab the left ankle. Exhalation, low belly in. Inhale, let's lift. Upper, lower body. Get that straight leg off the floor as well. Comes up. Get your knees side by side as well as you can. Lift and reach. Kick back, lift up. And change. Now we look left. Arms come down. Palms face up. Deep breaths. Place your hands on either side of your chest. Tuck your toes forward and hip distance apart. We're getting ready for a down dog. Take an inhale to push up plank. And on the exhale, lift back into down dog. Notice the difference between this down dog and your very first down dog today. Can your heels get closer to the floor? Is your head closer to the floor? Is there more openness in different areas of your body? How's your mindset? How's the way that you're thinking? Is it different? Now bring your feet toward each other and take your right leg up and bring it forward for the half pigeon. If your right buttock doesn't go down on the ground, put a block underneath your right seat. All right, left leg is straight back, chest is squared forward, and then we're gonna move the chest all the way down. You can rest your forehead on the floor or on the back of your hands. You can make a column with your fists if you're quite far away from the floor and rest your head on the top of that. More breaths. Work that left hip down forward, pull that right hip back up, move the breastbone forward without looking up. Let your low back lengthen down towards the seat. Good. Okay, place your hands on either side of your chest and now use your belly strength and step that leg back into downward facing dog. Bring your feet toward each other. Left leg comes up. Pull the knee in and all the way to the left wrist. Put it down. Put a block if you need to. Walk your hands back. Right leg is fully extended in line with your hip. Lift the chest and then drag the chest forward. Very common when we open the hips to have there be a sensation of gripping in the throat. You can certainly take a cleansing breath if you need to. Try to relax your shoulders. Two more breaths. This time that right hip moves down forward, left hip back. Chest moving forward. Low back lengthening down. And come up, only this time take your hand behind you and bring your right leg forward. Lie all the way down on your back for bridge. If you're injured in your back, put a block underneath your sacrum for support. If you're pregnant, you cannot use a block and you cannot do bridge. You need to do wheel. or you can do a camel. Lying down on your back. For bridge, your feet are hip distance apart. You should be able to touch your heels with your middle fingers. That's how you know that you've got a good setup for your bridge. And then you tilt your pelvis up and take an inhale to chest. And as you exhale, lift your hips higher. Bring your upper arms under and hold your pose. You don't move your chin, you move your chest. Your chest will come to your chin. If you let your legs be lazy, you'll find your breastbone is very far away from your chin. If you press through your legs, pull in your belly, and inhale, you'll be able to get that breastbone to chin connection. And then slowly lower. Articulate your spine down. Just take a breath. And your options are you can go up into another bridge or you can take it up into wheel. And I'm going to take my bridge into wheel. I like to go that way sometimes, lifting the chest so much and then pulling it up into a wheel. So go ahead and set up. Pelvic tilt. Inhalation chest. Go up. If you're doing wheel, straight from the floor, then turn your fingers towards your heels. Bridge, you've got to get those shoulders up underneath you. Wheel from bridge, you just turn your hands around. Go up. Then let's lower. Articulate your spine down. And then you put your feet together with your knees open, resting Supta Baddha Konasana. Use your hands to close your knees together. You can roll to the side or rock and roll yourself up. And then ready to go upside down for a minute. You put a block under your sacrum. You can use the walls that are orange. Headstand, forearm balance, handstand. Many of you are more advanced. You can work on your inversions. If you are newer to the class, then I'm going to recommend that you either just put your legs up, lying on your back, legs up, or block under your sacrum. If you're in shoulder stand, be mindful that your palms are flat on your back. Nice, Ashley.
Good, and then make your way down and rest. 2 to 3 breaths. And slowly unwind. And we'll all sit upright, facing the short mirrored wall. Put your legs out into a straddle. I like to sit towards the back of my mat a little bit so that my heels stay on the mat. We're going to move into Upavishtakonasana, into what is called Parshva Upavishtakonasana, back into the original pose that we started with. Now here's the deal. If you cannot reach your big toes comfortably, bending the elbows and pulling the shoulder blades down, you want to hold with your peace fingers. If that's not happening, hold your shins or hold your thighs, because you want to be able to get the chest open. That's what's most important, so don't hunch, okay? So you go to your working level. Ideally, you hold the big toes with your peace fingers. Take an inhale, bend the elbows out, and start coming forward. It's not about whether or not you can get your chest flat on the floor, okay? It's really, can you keep extending and pulling your shoulder blades down? Now, if you can get your chest to come down, put your chin down. And then inhale and come up. It's one of those seemingly looking easy poses. And then turn your chest so it faces the right foot. And this is the Parshva, to the side. And walk your hands down towards your right foot. Grab your foot in your hands or put a strap if you can't reach. And put your head on your knee. And just take a deep breath. What I want you to notice mostly is not so much can you get your head on your knee, but can you level your shoulders? Is your left shoulder even with your right? And then take a quick glance at your left foot, the one you're not holding, and notice if it went on vacation. It needs to be pointing straight up, straight down. Then inhale and come up. And turn and face your chest to your left foot. And then already, you notice how your right foot is like, good, you're not looking at me? Fix it. It's like a teenager. And then start walking and holding on. And level your shoulders. And we're trying to get the center line of the chest over the center line of the thigh. Good. And come on. And I said we would repeat that first one. But here's the interesting part. So getting your chest and your chin on the floor is actually the easy part of the pose. The hard part of the pose is rounding your back and putting the crown of your head on the mat, like rabbit. Okay, everybody knows rabbit from level 1? Yeah, if you want to see, you can certainly just turn and look. It's not like twisting a little bit is going to bother you. Okay, let me show you, okay? So, it's very challenging. So you hold your big toes or your legs. You come forward, right? That's the easy part. Keep control of your feet. And then, you don't hunch. Pull your shoulders back. Loop your tail. Pull in your belly. And bring the crown of the head onto the floor. Okay. Go. It takes a lot of control. You're going to be really tempted to initiate it from your upper back. And forward folds don't come from the upper back. They end up in the upper back, but they initiate down from the tailbone and sacrum. So get your legs under control. Bend your elbows out. Lift them up. Good. We were talking about this yesterday. This lengthens your side bodies. And then suck your belly in as you tuck your tail. Pull your navel through your back. And bring your head on to the ground with the crown as well as you're able. Take one more breath. Strengthen your legs to help you go deeper.
Good, and come up. Wonderful. It's very normal to feel a little gripping in the diaphragm, especially if you've had children. Reach your arms up so that you can release, everybody do it, release the gripping that comes in the diaphragm. Good. And then bring your arms down. Use your hands, please, to close your thighs. And then we're going to turn around and lie down on the mat. Take a little happy baby, rocking east and west. Then placing the feet on the mat, pick up the hips, move them left. Open your arms to the right and left. If you don't have enough room, you can goalpost, but otherwise open them all the way up. Pull your knees into the chest and drop the knees over to the right. So hips left, knees right. Supine twist. Top leg up, followed by bottom. Pick up the hips, move them right. Knees in, drop them left. Top leg up, followed by bottom. Hip center. Shavasana. Extend your legs long, arms down, palms up, eyes closed. Natural breathing now. I'm going to read to you a little something. This is from the Hot2. It's really good advice. The Book of Wisdom. This is entitled Punishment. It says, everyone fears punishment. Everyone fears death, just as you do. Therefore, do not kill or cause to kill. Everyone fears punishment. Everyone loves life, as you do. Therefore, do not kill or cause to kill. If hoping to be happy, you strike at others who also seek happiness, you will be happy neither here nor hereafter. If hoping to be happy, you do not strike at others who are also seeking happiness, you will be happy here and hereafter. Speak quietly with everyone, and they too will be gentle in their speech. Harsh words hurt and come back to the speaker. If your mind is still, like a broken gong, you have entered nirvana, leaving all quarrels behind you. If one harms the innocent, suffering will come in these 10 ways. They may suffer grief, infirmity, painful accident, serious illness, loss of mind, legal prosecution, fearful accusation, family bereavement, or financial loss. Or their house may burn down, and after death they may be thrown into the fire of suffering. Going about without any food or bath and sleeping on the ground, motionless. But those whose mind is serene, whose senses are controlled, and whose life is non-violent, these are the folks that live in peace. As irrigators guide water to their fields, as archers aim arrows, as carpenters carve wood, the wise shape their lives. I thank you for letting me teach you. Namaste.